Hi, Karl Kjarsgaard of Halifax 57 Rescue Canada and Bomber Command Museum of Canada. And welcome today to another program of NAS Nanton Aviation Station. And today I'm going to give a mini tour to one of our VIPs, a Halifax combat veteran, tail gunner. And he's visiting with us today, and we're doing an interview. We did an interview with Henry Jackson this morning.
Some of me couldn't see. They were all over it, below and everything, so I'm sure there'd be a lot of friendly fire shot at other planes, you know, unintentionally, but sometimes something will come up on you in a hurry and scare the heck out of you.
And Henry, I'm going to show you some goodies of your beloved Halifax. Okay. And I know you're a supporter of the Halifax project, so I just wanted to bring you up to speed on all the stuff we're collecting. And what does the Halifax mean to you?
Well, it was my lifesaver, you know. It was built like it reminded me of the old streetcars. It was built like that, big and strong, and took an awful beating. And it was hard to knock them down, as you know.
That's right. And we talked earlier today about, with your interview, that you did 31 combat trips as a Halifax tail gunner. Well, sorry, 26 on the Halifax.
Right.
And then right at the end of your tour, you switched over to Lancs.
Yes.
And so I know that the majority is on Halifaxes.
Right.
And you're like every other bomber veteran. Yeah. You flew the majority on Halifaxes and just a little bit on Lancasters.
Yes.
So Henry, let me show you here. This is the overview. You see the giant diagram there up above.
Yes.
This is going around the world, finding every piece of Halifax we could. We found everything in red we found.
It's unreal what you actually found.
Right. It's super rare.
In the water.
It's even more rare than the Lancaster. So we found some in the water, some in gardens, like the nose turret.
Yeah, you told me that.
We found one in a garden in eastern England. And you see your beloved tail turret, your Bolt and Paul tail turret. We found that out west of London.
Sure.
So, and everything that's red, we've collected. So that's what we're doing. Now, when I was looking for Halifax propeller parts, I went to see a gentleman and he gave me some small parts that I needed. And he said, Karl, don't you need Bristol Hercules engines for your rebuild of your Halifax? And I said, yes, but we're looking for better ones that could run, that are potentially runnable. And so what I did was I took the phone number he gave me of a buddy that had 4 Bristol Hercules engines in his shop.
Yes.
And I drove up to Leeds, England, and I went into the shop, and here were 2 medium quality Bristol Hercules sitting on pallets.
Right.
And we're getting to the point now where we've got enough good engines that we don't need any more parts engines. Right. You know, we need something that's potentially runnable. Right. And so here I am, and I say, I think we need better engines than this. And he said, go have a look at the 2 brand new zero-time engines in factory crates over in the corner.
I couldn't believe it.
So here you are, Henry. A zero-time Bristol Hercules engine for a Halifax that's never been run since it was made. And this has been inhibited with oil inside the engine. So we have 2 of these that we got from England last November. So between our first running engine, which we, as you know, we run at special events, we've got number 2 and number 3 engine, and we've got 5 more engines that we can rebuild.
That's unreal.
So this is quite a feather in our cap to have found these. Now, over here in the corner is a main landing gear.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is for the Handley Page Hastings.
Oh, yes.
And it's, but it will suffice because they're very hard to find. And you see the big casting here?
Yes.
That's magnesium.
Holy mackerel.
So they're very hard to find to be in good shape.
Yes.
So that's part of it. And then over here, we have the pilot's instrument panel that's been totally restored.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
And so that's for the cockpit. And all of these little goodies. Then we have the history behind finding all our stuff.
Besides finding it, to get it back here, that's half the battle.
Yeah, logistics is a headache for getting big things that are
like
airframe back.
Engines.
Yes. And the Royal Air Force helped us bring those across the ocean for free. So we got a lot of help.
You have a lot
there.
of drag in this.
Yep. This is a photo of finding the core of a Halifax in a scrapyard in Malta.
The main spar, is that?
Yes, that's the main spar. So you see, inboard engine would be over here where I'm pointing with the microphone, and over there on the other end would be the other inboard engine.
Right.
So, but it was quite a surprise to find all of this in a scrapyard in Malta.
It's unreal they ever found
So we
that.
transported it back to Canada, and it's becoming the core of our Halifax that we're doing.
Well, it's unreal.
You should have seen how my eyes bugged out when I
would
walked
think
into the
so.
scrapyard and said, "Holy smokers, we got to start."
And when was that?
This was in the year 2010.
Jeez.
But it took us over a year to organize the shipment to bring it back from Malta to Canada. So it's being rebuilt at Ottawa, Ontario, and as the chunks get rebuilt, they're being trucked out to our museum here.
But the average person wouldn't know what that was. You know what it was, and you're looking for it. That's
Yes.
half the battle.
Well, that's what I do when I go to England. I dangle Halifax parts under my nose so that I can get the smell, and then off I go to England and I go hunting.
Very good. But as I say, a lot of those people probably don't want to part with the parts.
Yes, it's very difficult. Horse trading is part of what you have to do.
Yes.
And you have to have some goodies to trade, and we do have some. So it's fun to go around the world and find everything. And you know, as you know, as most people know, 70% of combat done by Canadians in bombers was done on the Halifax.
But you at least know what you're looking for. Now, the average person, I wouldn't know to go in there looking for parts, what I wanted, you know.
Right, but remember this. The reason we call ourselves Halifax 57 Rescue is every part on a Halifax, even if it has a 10-digit part number stamped into it, the first 2 digits are 57.
Oh.
So you see, that's how
I didn't know that.
Right. So off the production line, every Halifax part starts with the first 2 digits, 57. So that's where we have our root name comes from.
Very good. That's something new. I'd never heard that before.
Yes. So this is our little Halifax corner.
Yeah.
And as I said, the majority of it is in Ottawa being rebuilt right now.
Yes.
And as we get things done, they will come here. Then we can start bolting it together. But hand in hand with bolting a Halifax together beside a Lank, where the heck are you going to do it?
That's right.
So that's why our massive expansion of the Bomber Command Museum is so important. And that will be happening over the next 5 years. We're doubling from 30,000 square feet of space to 70,000 square feet of space.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
So we're hopeful that we can get all of this done in the near future. But it's like the Johnny Cash song, one piece at a time.
Right.
But I'd like to thank you for coming out today and sharing your combat tour with us.
Well, I really enjoyed coming down here anytime, you know, just you feel that. I always felt that just hanging around an airport was always something for me. And it's just a feeling that's hard to describe.
Yeah.
Something.
I used to do the same thing when I was a kid. You know, I'd go out to the airport and just hang around.
Right.
And then I turned that into a career. But now the career is get a Halifax.
Very good.
So we're going to do it.
Okay.
So thanks for coming out
and
today.
I wish I was going to be around to see this completion. But
you never know. If I find a Halifax in a crate, I'll phone you. Okay?
Very good.
Okay. Well, nice to talk to you.
Okay, a pleasure to be here. And thank you for everything. You always treated me so good.
Yeah.
Feel like home.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, keep coming back, man.
Okay.
Okay,
I
thanks.
will. Thank you.